I'm cute.
I'm Baby Boo.
I got 3 stories for us today.
Oh, God.
We are doing 2 that we have to tie together. And 1 because I feel like if we don't do it now, we're gonna forget it. Our first times being drunk in the park.
Oh, God. You're gonna make me relive this?
Hey, I have to relive mine. Poor thing. Okay, I go first while she recovers. Because she has her head on the table. Okay, we've both gotten drunk at Disneyland. Not my first time being drunk, but her first time being drunk. This is my first time being drunk at the park. And needless to say, I was still not entirely sober driving home. And she didn't learn about this till years later. You made it safe, didn't you?
I need to carry a portable breathalyzer with me.
No, you don't. Okay, so my first time getting drunk at the parks. We decided starting a few years ago that we would start celebrating our friendiversary.
Mm-hmm.
And we picked a random date in the middle of April because we knew we met in April. We just didn't know when.
We knew it was in the middle of April.
So we just kind of picked the middle of April. So the 15th. The first time we celebrated, she decided to surprise me by taking me to the winery in DCA.
Oh, well, I tried to surprise her.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Well, for one, there's video evidence of this, because we talked about this on our We Lied video on your channel.
True.
I tried to surprise her with it, but then she's like, oh, can we go home by this time so I can be in bed at a decent time? And I'm like, shit.
That ain't gonna work, honey bear.
It's like, that ain't gonna work. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I made reservations for us for 7 at the winery. She's like, oh shit.
You know what you could have said is, I have a surprise for you that's at this time.
You still would have figured it out.
I wouldn't have guessed we were going to the winery.
You're still a pretty smart cookie.
I'm a smart cookie. I probably would have guessed that you did a reservation. I just didn't know where. But anyway, so we went to the winery. And very good food, by the way. I don't even remember what I ordered.
It was some sort of pasta.
I was that out of it. This is the day that Cute discovered what a sangria was.
And he's not allowed to have anymore.
I'm not allowed to have sangrias anymore for this specific reason. Disneyland is notorious for making their drinks taste dangerous. And what we mean by that is, where is the alcohol?
Yeah, we take one sip and we're like, oh no.
And the thing is, right, a sangria has red wine.
Or white wine.
Or white wine. But you think that wine would be prominent. Nope.
Not in this case.
Oh, because I was hungry. And I was so skinny at the time. So based on my body weight, I could not handle a lot of alcohol at once. I would immediately go down. Now, mind you, on this specific day, too, this was the only thing we did, because for some reason, I think I had to work that day.
That wasn't the only thing we did. We got to the park a little after 4, because she had an early shift, and we did a couple of rides, then our reservation, and then walked around for a few minutes to try and sober you up, and then we left.
Yeah. I took a sip, and I was like, ooh, this tastes like fruit punch. This was not fruit punch.
Alcoholic fruit punch.
I chugged about 3/4 of that thing before our meal came out. Mandy felt great for a while, and surprisingly, I did not get hungover the next day. I didn't eat much of my food. I don't think I remembered how to operate a fork. Either way, dinner was fantastic. And we had to walk around. We got ourselves some sweets because I needed to sober up, so I got a cake pop to try and absorb the alcohol. Somewhat worked. We walked around till about 9-ish, drove home slightly tipsy, drove her home slightly tipsy, drove myself home. I think at the time I was I dating Luis around this point, or was I dating Steven? I want to say Steven.
Fuck if I can remember.
Well, either way, I was dating someone, and I'm pretty sure I called them on my way home to make sure that I didn't crash.
Then it would have been Luis, because I don't think Steven would have.
Steven wouldn't have answered.
No.
So yeah, that's my story about getting drunk at Disney. Your turn. At least you were with someone you knew.
Oh.
And in a familiar environment.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this right out the gate. Don't chug your alcohol. Learn from this one.
Hiya.
And me. One of our favorite things to do, which
Pre-COVID,
which we try to do now
but it's very difficult.
very difficult, is to go to go to Oga's Cantina inside of Galaxy's Edge at the Disneyland Resort.
We used to be able to make the reservations like the day before.
Yeah, but with all this COVID bullshit,
We can't anymore.
No, so we have to be like, can we do it?
Hope and pray that the walk-up list is not at capacity.
One time, we are in said cantina. And every time we go into the cantina, we drink.
Well, because that's what you do at the cantina.
We drink and drink and drink and drink and then we drink some more. Now, there's a few rules for the cantina that Oga put into place. One, it's a 2-drink limit.
Yes, unless you know people. What? Anyway, it's 2-drink limit.
2, no droids allowed.
Nope.
And 3, usually it's a 45-minute time limit.
It's still 45 minutes.
Yeah, usually.
Sometimes they don't check.
I order my first drink, a Jedi mind trick. It has vodka, my poison of choice, and grapefruit bitters, and although I stopped drinking because the taste of the grapefruit really started to get on my tongue. I was like,
Didn't you finish it?
I did finish it
Yeah.
because I chugged it.
Yes, you did chug it. But that was your choice.
I was thinking, and I was feeling fine. I was feeling a little tipsy, a little giggly. Her fiance at the time, not fiance, but he saw it for himself, and he's like, "She okay?"
She's fine. She'll be fine. Meanwhile, I'm halfway to drunk myself.
So I thought it was in my brain, what would be a great idea?
Another drink!
Let's order another one.
And she decided to order the strongest drink on the menu.
The
T16 Skyhopper.
the Skyhopper, which I did not know was the strongest drink on the menu until someone told me afterwards. I'm like, say what now?
It's basically a grasshopper.
Basically, just Star Wars.
Star Wars.
It tasted like
Candy. It tastes like banana Laffy Taffy.
It does. It did.
Blech.
And I told her, don't let me chug this.
This was also when I was on my second drink.
And she goes, okay.
I didn't listen.
No.
Because I was also drunk as hell.
I chugged the second drink. And also, mind you, did we have food in our system?
Not at the time.
We
We planned
not.
on eating afterwards at Docking Bay 7.
All of a sudden, I start to get really giggly and stumble. And I'm
We
just
were
like,
also flirting with very two beautiful women.
yes.
And if they're watching this for some reason, we're sorry.
And we're just like, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm drunk.
But it didn't officially hit her until we were in Docking Bay 7.
I'm getting to that.
Okay. And mind you, we were holding each other up walking into Docking Bay 7.
We pay for said cocktails,
Yes.
and then we leave. We say goodbye to her fiance.
He's probably embarrassed as shit.
I'm stumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Over to Docking Bay 7. The world starts to go, wee.
It starts spinning in a circle.
And it's not supposed to do that.
No, I mean the world is spinning on its axis, but we
We
don't feel it.
So we go up to the person taking the order for Docking Bay 7.
This poor woman.
I thought it was a dude.
It was a girl.
Okay. And she orders first. And then she goes. And then for some reason you were coherent enough to get all of the food and drinks without spilling anything.
Well, here's what happened. We both ordered, and then I told you to go grab a seat.
Yeah.
Because I had both of us get water.
Yeah.
I had to sober up because she was not in the best place at the moment.
No, because when she found me, after she brought all the food, my head was down. I'm shaking
And crying.
and crying. And she's like, oh no.
And I'm kind of laughing at her. The only reason why is because you were freaking out over nothing.
Alcohol does weird things to the body and the mind.
Apparently so does weed.
It really does. I started to get really scared. I started to she's thinking I'm a crying drunk when I'm not. I'm a silly, giggly drunk, but when everything hits you at once and it's your first time, she had to sober up real quick, calm me down so I can eat.
Because I've been drunk before, I didn't care.
We ate,
You ate like half of yours.
if that, and then we walked around, try to
Sober her up.
sober me up, and
Because
then,
I at this point I was fine. I was already like, all right, we need to get this bitch feeling okay.
I got home that night and I actually made a Lunchables pizza.
Did ya?
Carbs.
There you go.
To soak up
Soaky.
to soak up the alcohol. And I was not hungover the next day.
Surprisingly.
And my mom was not too happy when she found out I got drunk.
Oh, boo-hoo. You're an adult. You make your own decisions.
And now, I mean, granted, Have I gotten drunk since then?
Did you get drunk at the Halloween party last year?
I did not get drunk at the Halloween party last year.
You got tipsy.
I didn't even get tipsy.
Well, no, I remember we were taking shots and you had to stop and you got giggly at one point.
I took 2 shots because if I was taking any more, I would have vomited.
I'm pretty sure you're at least a little tipsy.
No.
Okay.
No, because didn't I drive home that night?
You spent the night, because the next day we were going to Boogie Bash.
Right.
And then you said, ooh, take advantage, I drink.
Right. I think I've only been... No, I was drunk one other time. Because, hubby tried to stop me from going on...
Oh,
Millennium
that
Falcon.
happened. Yeah.
Your engagement.
It was when Luis and I got engaged, and we were all celebrating at the cantina, and...
I took a shooter.
We all had shooters. I didn't do mine, because I can't shoot.
And my husband doesn't drink, so...
So, Luis did 2.
I did
she
1.
Did 1.
Not to mention the alcohol I already had.
Yeah, she had a,
What was it? Coruscant
cooler.
Is that what it was?
I think so. And Casey had a nice, cool, like, soda thingy.
Yeah.
Which their soda still tastes, like, really fucking good. I had a Jedi Mind Trick because that's what I always get there. And Luis, of course, had to get the strongest fucking drink, which was the Takadana. We were all drinking. I felt a little dizzy, but I wasn't tipsy. I was just kind of having a little wee moment. Luis was okay. Casey, of course, was sober. She got drunk. Unintentionally.
Unintentionally.
But when you also have when the first thing that we do is have breakfast in the morning, and all she ate was overnight oats, which, no offense, is not going to fill up your stomach enough for you to drink.
No.
Casey had pancakes, Louise had pancakes, or the waffles, the Mickey waffles. I had a omelet breakfast or whatever.
It was Mickey-shaped eggs, I think.
Yeah, and it was good shit. Mine was protein packed. Theirs was carb packed, so of course the boys aren't gonna feel much and yours doesn't drink. But yeah, she got or borderline tipsy drunk.
Borderline drunk.
And she kept saying, and she was trying to joke around because we were in line for Millennium Falcon.
And I was feeling fine, and then all of a sudden everything hit me at once, and I literally told my hubby, I was like, I can't trust myself to stand on my own 2 feet.
And he said, if you can't trust yourself to stand on your own 2 feet, I don't want you going on this ride. Then Mommy and Daddy started fighting.
Yeah, Yeah. Mom and Dad are fighting.
Mom and Dad are fighting. I didn't really tune into much of what was said, so if you want to take that one.
Basically, I got really mad at him because I wanted to go on, Falcon. That I could no longer stand on my own 2 feet. Well, don't trust myself to stand on my own 2 feet.
And mind you, Millennium Falcon is a very jittery ride. It throws you around everywhere.
And he kept telling me that I'm gonna, be sick and throw up on the ride. I was like, I'm not gonna throw up on the ride.
So Mommy and Daddy fought basically until the pre-show room. And that's when he said, okay, but if you end up puking, what do you say? Like, that's on you or it's your fault or something like that? She was fine, though. And we had her as engineer.
I
was gunner and Casey was gunner. You and Luis were engineers.
Right.
Because it was the easiest thing for you to do. So the last story we're going to tell is truck. The only reason we're telling this story is because she wanted to put this on here.
Oh my god, I said it as a joke.
I wrote it down.
I know you did.
So we went to her and her husband's house, shared house, for my birthday on the 6th. Even though my birthday was on the 4th, we were all celebrating on Sunday the 6th. And we had some board games that we were all playing. So we did Monopoly. Casey slaughtered all of us. And then we kind of wanted to turn off our brains and we did Dirty Minds. Dirty Minds is a card game, party game, which is why her husband didn't play because he's not a big fan of party games. Point of the game is to guess a clean word with dirty clues. And you have to spell out the word dirty.
Yeah, and I'm kind of mildly correcting you here. The clues aren't dirty per se, they sound dirty.
That's kind of what I meant.
Right.
So, anywho, we're playing the game, and a lot of the common ones are, I'm a 4-letter word. I didn't mean this. It was a joke answer. But for some reason, it cracked up her, it cracked up my husband, and it cracked up her husband, even though he wasn't playing.
But he was kind of paying attention.
He was eavesdropping. So, the clue was, I'm a 4-letter word. So I started laughing. And they're like, why are you laughing? I'm like, because I have an answer, but I know it's not right because this is 5 letters. And they were like, well...
I don't think is that what you said, but you said Charles, like, that's 5 letters. Like, oops.
Yep, I was all truck. And her husband just took it off in a different direction. He's all, what the fuck? Her husband went off, and not in like a mean way. It was a joking, happy-spirited way.
It was.
He was all, because literally the entire time, when that 4-letter word came up, he would look at me and he goes, "Don't say it. Don't say it."
Truck!
Truck. I didn't even mean it as an answer. It was a joke.
I'm dying. Her husband's dying.
We're all dying. But I knew that'd be a short one, so I wanted to put it in with something. And that sounds like something 2 people would do, or 3 people would do, when they're drunk.
But we were sober.
And that's why I thought this worked really well with those other 2 stories. So, folks, if you ever play Dirty Minds and you hear that 4-letter word, just remember.
Truck.
Thank y'all so much for watching this podcast, and we will see you next week. Bye, little mice.
Bye, baby dolls.
Bye, little dollies.